Hello and welcome. Now today I'm going to be showing you how to change both your upstream O2 sensors on your Pontiac G8. Now this one is 2008 GT 3.5. So let's get to work. Now in order to start, we're going to have to remove a bunch of this good old plastic stuff. So I'm just grabbing right below the oil filter cap to remove that tube completely. Then this pop off. Place that back in and keep dirt out so you don't lose it. Now this valve here, or pressure control, has a little lever there. It's that little gray little lever that you can see. You just push back on it, lift straight up, and it's off. Now, take a 10mm and loosen this one bolt right here. It helps hold the air intake tube in place. Now with that, take a flathead screwdriver, loosen that clamp and this clamp. Pull a little bit, bring it up and over, and out. Alright, before we begin, this is the sensors I'm using. Now the first one we're going to tackle is right up here in the front. The only issue I see with it is the radiator hose. It's just right above it, which can make it a little bit challenging. Let me zoom in on here. You can see the harness right there and the sensor. Now, sometimes that comes out a lot harder than what it did. See the metal retainer clip that plugs into, little safety clip. To remove that, unplug it, and you can see the sensor right there. So what I'm going to do, have my O2 sensor socket, slide it onto it right there. Now you can see there's going to be not a lot of room. So I got a 1-inch wrench here. That goes on the end of my socket. And hopefully I can just break that loose. There we go. That was pretty easy. Not always that easy. This car is still a little bit warm, which can help sometimes. And there it is. That's pretty simple. Now I got the new one. And we'll just go ahead and thread it in by hand. Drop the socket back on there. Take my wrench and tighten it down. Go ahead, plug that back in, safety latch back on, and since that wire is actually so long, I'd like for it not to touch the manifold. I'll just put it behind the dipstick there. Put it on that tab just like that. Alright, now the back one, hopefully you can see. It is right here. The harness comes around. If I can find it. It's under the cold pack. And it has the same safety clip to remove. Now, hopefully you can see it. If not, the safety clip's just like the one on the front. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's harder. Sometimes it's... There we go. That'll work. There we go. And unplug the harness. That's the easy part. I'm going to get the harness untangled from anything down there that may be around, because you don't want to damage anything else while you're down here. The hard part's going to be figuring out how the best way to go about removing this. So I'm sliding the O2 sensor socket down on it. And actually, if you can see this where I'm at, got my 1" all the way over here. That's one way to go about it. If you can get it to where you can get a good turn on it. And that broke loose fairly easy, which I'm not complaining. Just going to unloosen that by hand and remove it. Alright, now we're just going to take the new sensor, slide it down in there, and thread it in by hand. I'll straighten that wiring harness back out. Slide our socket back over it. Grab a wrench and down. There it is. Now, just move that. Plug the harness back in. Reinstall the safety clip like before. And find the little tab where that attaches to. Put the harness back in place just like it was. Make sure it's out of the way of heat and anything else. Now to reinstall all the plastic. We'll take our duct, go on the throttle body, pop it on there. Bring that tab down there. Slide this side over the mass airflow. That reconnects by pushing it back down. Grab our 10mm. And tighten this back down. That clamp good and tight, as well as this one. Then reinstall the engine cover. And we're done. Alright, so there it is. Both upstream O2 sensors changed. Pretty quick, pretty easy. No reason why you can't do this at home. Save yourself a ton of time and money. Now I hope this information proved helpful to you. As always, thanks for watching.